Hi, everybody. It's time again for In with Flynn. I have with me, as always, my favorite mayor, Mayor Flynn. How you doing today?
Great. I'm feeling great.
All
Thanks.
right. Boy, I tell you, October is an amazing time of the year. There's so many things going on. But let's get to city council stuff first. Want to?
Okay.
All
sure.
right.
Yeah, we have a bunch of things coming up on city council. The first one is police are getting an F-350 pickup. You know, the police get from time to time free vehicles from the federal government. I think it's called the LESO program. And the only trick is you have to, wherever they're located, you have to go get them and call and bring them back. So you need a vehicle with pretty good power to get some of these things back.
Sure.
So that's why they need a pretty strong pickup to be able to do that. But we've gotten a number of vehicles over the years. You know, sometimes when they have police night out or something, they'll have some of the vehicles on display, and so it's helpful to be able to get things like that.
So this is a pickup for pickup. Is that what you're telling
Yeah,
me?
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right.
And, you know, IT, everybody knows we had, well, I shouldn't say everybody, but we did have a attempt at an intrusion into our computer system a few months ago. And the result of that is we had insurance, we also had outside consultants, and they helped us with dealing with that and surviving it. And so there was a fair amount of expense on that. So they're amending the budget. They're actually amending it by $132,000, and that covers the cost, the expense of the people involved, the outside experts, but also some new things that we're doing to make us more secure. You know, we saw certain things and we're able to get some advice from people on some additional things we could do to prevent this in the future. So the bad news is the whole bill was $132,000, but the good news is that quite a bit of that is covered by insurance.
That's great.
At least $70,000. All the expenses of the people, the consultants and whatnot, because they spent quite a bit of time. You know, once you start working on that, it actually is 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And our folks were working with them, and they were kind of tag teaming it because you have to sleep once in a while, right?
Yeah.
So, and,
Absolutely.
It went on for several weeks. So
You know, that's a never-ending battle, isn't it?
yeah, it sure is nowadays.
Yeah, because every time you think you're up to speed and you've worked out everything, there's some other person out there working on the dark side, trying to, and they're smart.
Yeah.
I wish some of those really smart people would be on our side for a change.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's right. Some of them can be pretty diabolical. Quite a few of them are from other countries. And,
Yes.
And they do spend a lot. We haven't gotten the final report yet. They do spend a lot of time, you know, trying to figure out how the intrusion happened, and also where it came from and that kind of thing.
So you don't know yet where it came from?
Yeah, I haven't gotten the final report yet, but we have a pretty good idea how it happened.
But
So.
like you said, we were better than a lot of people because payroll's done outside of the system, and we have other things to take care of the everything.
Yeah.
So.
And our IT department was, you know, pretty aware of this type of thing and had put a lot of things in place to prevent it.
Yes.
And one thing that really helped us, we had a company called Total, T-O-D-Y-L, and they literally watch your computers 24/7, and they identified the intrusion really early on. So that helps you to, you know, it's almost like getting sick or anything else. The quicker you know about it, the better off you are.
That's
it's
right.
That type of thing.
That's right. Okay, so speaking of sick.
Yeah, on our human resources, we actually had some good news. We, you know, the last few years, our premiums were going up 20%, 25%. We even had proposals that were 30% increase.
For health insurance?
Each year for health insurance for the employees. So this last year, we started a new program of being self-insured. And it's a real complicated the way they do it, but basically it's the same benefits that we had for the employees, and our increase this year is only 3.2%. So we were really pleased the way, but that's kind of a long-term program. You know, you don't just go by 1 year, but how things happen in the long run. But we've been really pleased with it, how it's gone so far. Springdale actually jumped in the same program, same year we did. There's quite a few companies in this program. And one thing I noticed when we were studying it, whether we do it or not, is they have a very small attrition rate. A lot of people join the program and they've stuck with it. So you know it must be working.
That's right.
Most of them are private companies rather than public entities.
Yeah.
So you know it must be working if people try it and say, hey, yeah, this is better. Anyway, so we were real pleased with the results on that so far.
You know, a lot of the big major companies who have a lot of money, like you say, public, have been doing things like that for a long time. So it's nice to know now that the more private and smaller cities and other things have that option as well.
Yeah, because we are, relatively speaking, we're small. We have 210 employees, and about 150 are in our health plan. You know, some of them have health insurance, other places. So.
Oh, they can opt out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just choose whether you want to be in it or not.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what, and the reason that's with City Council is each year City Council approves whatever the plan is for the next year. So this is the plan for 2025, which is basically do the same thing we were doing.
Yeah.
It's a little tiny increase for the employees and the employer. So anyway, we've been real happy with it so far.
Good job. Good job. Well, you've had some, you're moving your department soon. You're moving the community development services, and you've done a reorg as well.
Yeah, we're going to council with a reorganization of the Community Development Services Department. In fact, we're changing the name of it to Planning and Development.
Oh.
And Taylor Robertson, who's been with us for several years, is going to head that department up. And part of the old CDS was the permit folks, and they're going to be moved over under the fire department.
Oh.
A number of cities have it organized that way. And the fire department has the building inspectors and the permits, so we think they'll have really good communication. But yeah, they're moving over where we are, and the employees are really excited about that. One thing I liked is the community development employees and the city hall employees, they both really wanted to be together. So I thought that was a good sign that, you know, people felt that way about it. And it is funny in this day and age with all this electronics and all these ways to communicate, for some reason people communicate better when they're in the same place. You know, we had one funny situation. Our city attorney and paralegal were located in the brand new building where the police are now, and because court's over there and whatnot. And, you know, it's a beautiful building. They have beautiful offices. They were over there for a few months, and they asked to come back over where we were because they like the interplay with people. You know, there's so much people say, oh, gee, I have a legal. The attorney found he wasn't being asked as many legal questions. You know, if he's right there, you say, hey, I think I'll walk over and talk to the attorney about this. And of course, in my job in particular, I deal with the city attorney quite a bit.
I bet you do.
Which is interesting because I used to be an attorney. So.
I know. Well, you speak the same language.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's much easier to just like, hey, pop into somebody's office. What do you think about blah? And it saves emails, which can be misinterpreted big time.
Yeah.
And you just, and that's good. That's
Yeah.
really good. So I didn't realize he was back down, that Jason was back down there.
Yeah, they actually, we kind of made a trade. They asked to go back where we were, and then the IT people, the computer folks, moved over where the police are.
Oh.
Because there's, you know, with the dispatch over there and the police department, there's a tremendous amount of computer work goes on. And of course, with the courts, I mean, there's a lot of stuff over there that's IT related. So, yeah, we kind of traded around, and everybody seems happy with it. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good news, and I think they will be out of the old space by November 1st, right? And they move into the new space.
Yeah.
The lease is up. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, that's right. The lease is up the end of November, and yeah, they're all going to move over there. And you know, the fire department's moving into their new quarters, which they're really happy about, of course. And temporarily, some of the planning and development people are actually going to be where the fire department folks used to live until their new space is ready. So we have a lot of things going on over there, construction-wise, right now.
You do. I think I may need to come down there and take a look through and see what's going on. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the Planning Commission the other night recommended three zoning recommendations that'll go before the board.
Yeah.
Excuse me, not the board.
The city council, right, yeah.
So you want to talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, I think they all passed. I think they were
did.
all from the POA.
They were.
And I remember one of them was the property right by Tanyard Creek there, which I think he wants to expand the parking lot. So he wanted to change it to C1 neighborhood commercial because it was zoned. A lot of things aren't zoned really completely accurately. It was zoned R1 residential. Yeah, so you can't just put a big gigantic parking lot if it's residential, right? So I think that'll be good because that's become such a popular area. It's amazing. If it's a nice day, you drive by there, and even if it's a weekday, there's all kinds of cars over there. And
well, you know, the Tanyard Creek trails there, the new facility that's going up, and it's really still not going to be, it keeps people from having to call the police because they were parking where they shouldn't be parking.
Yeah, and some of the neighbors, you know, if you get tons of people parking on your street, it's a little annoying, I suppose, and disconcerting. So
yeah, so and it's really it's just a parking lot expansion. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And then another parking lot. One of the other ones was about a tip end of a parking lot that didn't get in the rezoning last year. They're at the new rec center at the old Reardon Hall area.
Yeah,
remember?
I guess they missed a piece of property there. That was an unusual one. So,
that's right in front of the new BV65.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you eaten there yet?
Yeah, I have. I was pretty impressed with that. I thought it's a great idea to have a barbecue place, you know, have something a little different.
But you know, it's not like a typical barbecue place. It's a little, I don't know, it's just different.
Oh, the menu maybe
the menu,
a little bit different.
And well, even the ambiance is different, you know. And that bar area is always full of golfers.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of nice. Okay, and then the other one also had to do with the POA, with the plan to build a new water tower in 5 years.
Yeah, I know they've had it in their sights. I guess there's been so much growth around town, and that one's over on the east side, and a little more controversy on that. I noticed at the planning meeting, but you know, I think it's necessary that you want to make sure people have the water going forward. So.
Well, that's right, and it was explained pretty well that there's already a water tower there.
Yeah.
Right, and the road comes down there. So this is really just, that's about the same size but bigger. And you're right, it's all about growth.
Yeah, but people sometimes are a little paranoid when you start talking about changing things to C1. They think, well, wait a minute, what if they put a business in there instead of what they're saying? But
we can't. You know the covenants for the POA. You can't sell property.
Yeah.
And you certainly can't build commercial things.
Yeah,
So.
And the POA really, in my experience, anytime they've come for the Planning Commission or City Council, they've always been straight with them.
Yes.
I get it why people sometimes get a little nervous, but I found Tom Judson, to be honest, to be very good to work with and
Good.
Man of his word, basically.
And the way this city and the Bella Vista runs, you guys have got to be in lockstep sometimes. You really do, even though
Yeah.
you do totally different things.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Let's take a quick break.
Okay, sounds
And
good.
we'll be right back.
Since 2008, Joel's Upholstery and Fabrics in Bentonville has been your go-to destination for top-notch upholstery and fabrics. With over 25,000 yards of in-stock upholstery and home decor fabrics, vinyls, leathers, and a vast design library, we make reupholstery easy and affordable. Our expert staff is available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to assist you. We cater to both commercial and household upholstery needs. Stay updated on our latest news, sales, and projects by following us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back. Here we are again. You know, Mayor Flynn, we've got some really interesting things starting and beginning in Bella Vista. And let's talk a little bit about the Inn at Bella Vista. That's what it used to be.
Yeah, I've noticed everybody doesn't know where that is. It's actually comes off of Chelsea, and it's an inn that, as you say, has been there quite a while. It's a nice piece of land over there, and they have a group called Campfire Ranch, which is out of Colorado, and they have purchased that property from the owner who was ready to retire. And they're going to, basically, they're refurbishing it, fixing it up a little bit, modernizing it, and it's going to be also have trail access. And so it's going to take them a few months, but they're just getting all their permits in play, and that's coming before the council. The Planning Commission approved it. And I'm really excited about that because they're a group that, you know, they have 2 or 3 places in Colorado, and they're all similar to this, where they have an older home that they fix up, you know, an older property. And so I think it's going to be a great plus for Bella Vista. I think the Inn at Bella Vista had about 7 rooms, and they're going to have 9 or 10 or so. So, but as they described it, you know, I met with them a few months ago. They have almost what you'd call a concierge type service. So if you say, oh, you know, I'd like to go fly fishing, they set the whole thing up and do everything and give you the equipment. And, or, oh, I'd like to go on a trail ride at such and such. And it's kind of spoiling you a little bit, you know.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, they do all the. It's a high service type thing. So I think that's going to be a great plus for Bella Vista. I'm really enthused about it, going in there.
That building is, the way I understand it from the History Museum, is that the eldest daughter of Cooper Sr., John Cooper Sr., lived there, designed that with Ife Jones, well, helped design it,
Yeah.
but then they couldn't agree totally. So it was passed on to one of the staff members of Ife Jones, but it's an Ife Jones design. So yeah, I mean, have you been in there at all?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's.
It was
yeah,
very
it's an interesting
60-ish.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So.
And there was shag carpet in there, green, about that tall. And I spoke with Matt, I think his name is, the other night, and he says, I said, is that gone? He says, oh yeah, that's gone. But the integrity of the room will be there for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like I said, it's a beautiful piece of property also, so that's nice. I think it'll be a big plus for us in Bella Vista. So.
She was, the lady that owned it was a golf instructor, so a lot of my friends came down from other parts of the states and stayed there, and she trained them.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at Christmas, it was always decorated so nicely.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it had really a great history. They did a great job with it, and it was just kind of perfect timing. It was because she was ready to retire, and it was time for new owners to come in and kind of go a different direction. So
That's
I
perfect.
think it's a great thing.
And you know, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about what we talked about before the show, how Blue Crane is kind of in that, but not helping find things like this campfire ranch?
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of their style. They don't necessarily need to do everything themselves.
Right.
And so they'll see a situation like that and then go out and find somebody who's appropriate for it and get them to do it. So
And keeping the
yeah.
integrity of Bella Vista.
Yeah,
They're all about
that's
that
right.
too. So
Yeah, so it's kind of good.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, one other thing council's doing this week is the budget for 2025.
Yes.
It's the first draft of the budget, and I think citizens would be surprised. I know I am. When you go to work on the budget, you know, you have a pretty good estimate where your revenue is going to be, and how hard it is. It's a real fight to get expenses down, you know, so you're in good shape fiscally. So it's always a big struggle. There's so many needs and wants, you know. I've learned when you're mayor, you have to learn to be good at saying no to people. You know?
Do you practice in front of the mirror?
Yeah.
No.
I want to hire 5 people. No, you can only hire 2, or you know, whatever. So,
Yeah.
but it's a great group of managers I work with, and really appreciate them. They're able to carry on even when they don't always get the answer they would hope for.
Well, you
So,
have to dream,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You have to dream.
So.
But anyway, you're in the midst of that right now.
Yeah, yeah. You know, one other thing I wanted to mention, sometimes we need to mention things that just happened. Last Saturday, we had the tree giveaway,
Yes.
and they had it over at the fire training tower this time because they have a nice big parking lot there. And you know, with our new system, it's been going really well. Before, everybody would just line up and there'd be a traffic jam out on the road and whatnot. Now we have people, you know, reserving different times in it. But everybody's always enthused about that. And, you know, ultimately the trees come from the Walton Family Foundation. So it's amazing the things they do for Northwest Arkansas because they give trees to different cities, you know,
They
not
do.
just us.
And
Yeah.
we're a tree city, so
Yeah.
that really helps us. And I know that at least the planning division or community development period, we're working on making native, going back to natural
Yeah.
trees, and,
Yeah.
and so I'm proud of that. Okay, so you got a work session coming up on the 21st.
Yeah, that's Monday the 21st at 5:30, and then the city council's on October 28th at 6 p.m.
Yep,
So,
really close to Halloween.
yeah, that's right. So,
Okay, now I know there are also a lot of other things happening in Bella Vista over the next, all the way through beginning of November.
yeah,
So
it's amazing how many things, how busy October gets. You know, really, since I've lived here, I've always noticed it gets so hot in summer, sometimes people don't want to have too many events in the heat of summer. So you end up having tons of events in the spring and fall. And then everybody's trying to dodge the Razorback game, and you know, it's so we've got tons of things here.
Like, what's happening?
Well, the Northwest Arkansas Festival is October 17 to 19, and that's a craft fair, and they're having a barbecue contest, and I believe they're having live bands both Friday and Saturday.
And the
So-
wiener dog corgi race is there this time instead of being at the animal shelter. They're having it there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's on October 18, the Wiener Dog Race.
Yes,
So,
yes, you're
on
right. But it's the
Saturday.
same thing.
Yeah.
And I tell you also that weekend, in fact, it starts tomorrow, but you know, the 17th through the 19th, Wishing Spring Gallery is having a big festival as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could just drive all over Bella Vista and spend the day just doing
I know,
fun things.
that's true.
Yeah.
There's so many
Yeah.
different things going on.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
But I'm really glad that the dog races are now at the festival. I think that helps both individual organizations a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Halloween parties coming up?
Yeah. Well, the Bella Vista Business Association has I think they call it Trick or Treat Town, and that's next to Allen's. That's Friday, October 25, and that's 4 to 7:30 p.m.
Yep.
So that should be a fun event. I guess it had I'm not sure, was last year the first time they did it? They were stunned at the attendance. It was just
We were
off
overrun.
the charts. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but it's good they've gotten a lot of different groups involved. I know the TV station's participating, and I got a note from my buddies in Rotary that we were having a booth there, and I think there's a lot of different groups having booths. So.
Is the city having anything?
I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I'm just saying that would be kind of a neat neat thing to do as well. And then there's another one at the library.
Yeah, library has a trick or treat, and that's on Saturday, October 26th. It's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they get a pretty good group for that also.
Okay,
so,
good deal.
Yeah, they're pretty enthused about that. So.
What's Outer Bike?
Oh, that's actually a bike festival. That's October 18 to 20 also. It's mainly in Bentonville, but the point of it is vendors come in and you can try out different bikes and different equipment and whatnot. And it's a pretty big show from a vendor point of view. They tend to get all the, all the big vendors are there. And so that's kind of a big event. And then there's in Bella Vista, there's the Back 40 Trail Run on November 9. That used to be a run and ride. They would run one day and ride bikes the next, and now it's just it's a trail run. So that's always a pretty good event.
We could probably find out online how to apply for that or how to.
Yeah.
So.
Everybody thinks about biking, but there's a lot of people that are trail runners.
Yes.
They like to run on the trails for exercise. And,
that's like you. You do that, right?
Yeah.
Not.
You don't want to drag your feet.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right. Well, I think we've covered an awful lot today, as always. I'm really looking forward. Once again, I want to tell everybody about the fact that you can go to the city website and get so much information about the city and where to go for what, etc. And also, POA is the same thing. It's out there. Another thing, I always like to invite people to the city council meetings.
Yeah.
We've got a big courtroom full of chairs waiting.
Yeah.
And that way you're there and you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, you can attend it live or you can watch it on community television.
You can watch it on community TV, either way. But it's kind of nice to see faces out there.
Yeah, it is nice to be live. And, at the city council meeting, you can get up and speak on whatever topic you like. And a lot of people like to do that, put their 2 cents worth in. And sometimes people come up with new ideas, things we hadn't heard about. So it's, it's worthwhile.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will see you next month.
Sounds good.
Okay. You
Thanks
take care.
so much.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you.